Today, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, over 240 food and beverage companies are thriving. A byproduct of their operations are food-related waste that need to be disposed of. In the past, disposal methods involved sending food waste to landfills, to reluctant wastewater treatment plants, and to animal feeding operations. Today, there's an innovative new way to use this waste and view it differently, as a resource. Food waste has a tremendous amount of energy potential, and we can harness this energy through a biological process known as anaerobic digestion. Today, I will take you on a tour of the Forest County Potawatomi's Renewable Generation Facility, which converts food waste from the region into green power.
This project is important to the tribe's long-term mission to protect and defend the environment. And the reason we did this project is because we realized that we needed to be able to produce our own green energy in order to maximize the benefits to the environment, and that's how this project came to be.
Natural Systems Utilities is a sustainable infrastructure development company. We design, build, own, operate, and finance distributed water and wastewater facilities with a green energy offtake. Today we're at the Forest County Potawatomi's Green Energy Facility in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This facility takes food waste and creates renewable power up to 2 megawatts for 1,500 homes. The facility starts with 2 unloading bays, which offload the waste into 5 feedstock tanks. Each tank is 30,000 gallons apiece, and the waste can be segregated to one of those 5 tanks. The recipe is then developed.
The goal of our operators is to maximize the amount of biogas we have from the recipe available to us while minimizing our expenses. We receive multiple different types of waste streams, so to do this we have a couple of methods we use. Firstly, we separate different types of materials into different storage vessels. Secondly, you can see we do daily lab tests here to determine the potency of the different materials available to us. And then lastly, we provide that information to our lab manager so that he can concoct the recipe for the day.
NSU operators segregate the food waste and send them to the 5 influent holding tanks behind me. Within those holding tanks, we have source-separated organics, sugar waste, sauces and marinades, as well as other types of food byproducts. From those tanks, it's sent over in the center behind me to the equalization tank. Within that equalization tank, the waste will sit for 1 to 2 days before it's sent over to the digester. The digester itself is under a CSTR mode, which is operating at 98 degrees Fahrenheit. That biogas is then sent over to a gas conditioning system. In that gas conditioning system, there is a particulate filter, there's an iron sponge, and there's a gasket. The particulate filter takes out the particulates from the gas stream. The iron sponge takes out hydrogen sulfide, and then the gasket also takes out the moisture in the biogas. After the particulate filter, the biogas comes into contact inside the iron sponge. Inside the iron sponge, there are wood chips that are impregnated with ferric oxide. When the hydrogen sulfide comes into contact with that material, it is removed and precipitates out as iron sulfide. The clean biogas then is routed out of the iron sponge and back into the building for condensate removal. Once conditioned, that gas is then fed into the biogas engine, which are GE Waukesha engines. We have 2 of those. That is 2 1-megawatt engines apiece. So that engine will then burn that biogas and produce electricity through the generator, which is then connected over into the outgoing electric and fed to the grid of We Energies. Here I'm inside the control room at the facility. This is where all the pumps, the mixers, and all the motors are operating within this control room. And what we do here is operate them on timers or on manual or auto operation. What's nice about the facility here is that we have a great SCADA system. And the SCADA system allows us to operate within the plant manager's office, as well as remotely in other people's homes, as well as in our corporate office in New Jersey. One of the things that we can do here as well is monitor how well the engine generator is performing. Right now on generator 1, we are hitting about 1 megawatt. On the second generator, we're hitting right around 700 kilowatts. So combined, we have 1.7 megawatts going out to the grid today to We Energies. The combined heat and power system also recovers the waste heat from this process, and it feeds it to two different areas. The first one is the heat exchanger, which is keeping the process at 98 degrees. The second one, the excess that is not utilized, is sent off to the Potawatomi Bingo and Casino and Hotel. Coming back at the digesters, we're pulling the water and the solids out of the digester after 25 days through a solid separator. We're using hydrocyclones here, which are taking out the smaller and the heavier particles, and the heavier particles will go back into the digester, and the smaller particles will go on to the centrifuge. From the centrifuge, we're adding polymer to take out the solids. The solids come out and they're sent out to a composter. The water coming out of the centrifuge then goes down through a flash aeration system and then is sent out to the Milwaukee wastewater treatment plant. NSU is proud to be an operation partner with the Forest County Potawatomi. We both believe in repurposing waste by keeping waste out of landfills and repurposing that waste into energy and heat that can be used for valuable uses. We believe this model will provide reliable power for generations to come.